Greetings, Ani, Bojo, Kwe Kwe, Tanzi. It's Catherine here from Moonstarlodge in Central Ontario with your Indigenous perspective on all things cartomancy. And if you're new here, welcome. We do a weekly reading and a midweek top-up. And this week we are discussing and doing a beautiful reading for, what's the dates, Brian? The 19th to the
19th through 25th.
The 19th through the 25th of June. So that includes the fact that we're filming today on the new moon of Loves All Things, the official new moon day. And this carries right through solstice, and we are celebrating in Canada National Indigenous History Month, and the 21st, summer solstice, is also National Indigenous Day here in Canada. I am Algonquin, and Brian is Métis, and Micmac, or Mi'kmaq, and so I have pulled out all manner of Indigenous decks. And I just want to remind you, I have read last week what the nature of this grandmother is, but I want to bring it to you from a different perspective. So we know that we have about 3 days. The day before the full moon, we have that energy. It's building. And then the zenith of the new moon. The zenith of the new moon was this morning, June 18th at 12:37 a.m. And then we continue with this energy for another about 27 hours from that time, so well into tomorrow. And so this is Loves All Things, the 7th moon cycle of this year. And my grandmother, as I have mentioned, called her she who finds love in all things. It's the push to compassion because we all are all connected. Panentheism at its finest, that beautiful energy that permeates everything, gives everything life. The interconnectedness that's created by Grandmother Spider Woman in weaving her web weaves us all together. So what I do on my little piece of the web vibrates out and touches everyone. So to think of she who finds love in all things, we are finding love in the things which seem devastating. Things like when we were in the pandemic, where can we find love in the experience of the pandemic? Where can we find love in, say, the cancer journey or the multiple sclerosis or an accident? Where can we find love? Where can we shift the perspective to see what there is in the good? We need to find love with strength and with humor, and to be supportive, to never see people, animals, the environment as an us and them. There is no separation. We need to find love in what we value: family, home, friends. It's Father's Day today as we film this. So what's unimportant falls away and love becomes the focus, hopefully, in this central 7th month of the 13 moons. So I just wanted to give you those perspectives on this grandmother and share that we're doing something a little different this week. Just as we were about to film, a knock came to the door, and it was a delivery of a deck that's going to represent the ancestors this week. But we don't usually do on camera the kinds of things we do in classes. And that is to show you why it's important to connect with your decks, to breathe energy, to give them a sacred connection. They've been touched by many hands. They, have come from a factory setting, but to be the inspiritus, the inspiring, give breath of life to something, we actually have to connect with it. So I have asked the Grand Poobah to be part of this, and what he's going to do is switch the camera in a moment, but not till I show you the decks that we're using, and then we can switch the camera. So how's that? That's a good thing. I get off cue here when I'm doing something very, very different. All right, so hang on here. So this is the Crystal Skull deck that we haven't even opened. We've only taken the plastic off because I'm fumbly. We have Sacred Medicine by Asha Frost, the Untamed Elemental. Our principal tarot is the Star That Never Walks Around. We have the Medicine cards by Jamie Sams and the Sacred Path cards, but I have no box anymore. I've owned them since like the 80s. Sacred Cycles by Jill Pyle. The Shaman's Dream by Colette Baron-Reid and Dr. Alberto Valloldo. And the Dream Weavers by Colette Baron-Reid. All right. And I realize I didn't pull a Jill Pyle card, so I'm going to do that right now. Okay, so I'm going to just shove these together a little bit because it's going to change how Brian does things. We have one more card than we do tarot, and that's okay. This is our moon card. All right, so Brian, can you flip the camera, honey? And I want him to show you the edge of the cycle, the edge of the box for the crystal skulls, if there's any field.
There's nothing.
There's nothing. Okay, so he's going to wait just a moment, and I'm going to flip this. Okay. Oh, it's still got plastic on it in here. So that's not a surprise. Cardboard can have energy, but plastic does not. Thank you. So I'm going to take a moment, and I'm just going to bring a skull in here. And what we do is we breathe 4 times in through to ourselves, and then we send the energy to the cards, in this case through the crystal. And 4. Okay, so there is a cardiac meridian in our left hand. I'm sending through the cards. Can you give us a sense of the feel, Brian? So that's pushing back, and I can't imagine you can even see.
No,
so he's
way back.
Going way back. He's back up by his desk. He can't go back any farther. So that's telling you about the power of our intention and the power of our ability to create change. We very seldom utilize our power. So I'm going to just attempt to get these shuffled and pick pick a card here. All right. So there's our crystal skull ancestor. I'm going to put the rest of the cards there. I'm going to find what this one means. All right. Can we take a picture or later?
Take a picture now.
Okay.
No, you can't.
All right. So here's our massive reading. It starts out here with the Six of Turtles, which is the Six of Earth or Six of Pentacles. And that represents being in a capacity to gift. It's generosity. It's very positive. It says we have what we need and we can give away, giving and receiving equally. It's always important not to overextend oneself. And if one does, why are we giving away more than we have? Is it for approval? So the clarifying card is the Garden of Venus, rest and renewal. So the shamans are saying this is a time to enjoy what we have and to share with community. We just did a massive potlatch in the last couple of months, giving away thousands and thousands of dollars of yarn and household goods, fabric, all kinds of things. It was a way to give back to the community, and it feels good and it feels balanced because we always receive from the community as well, and that's important. Why are we enjoying this and resting and renewing? Because we have a new journey. This is the Fool card. So this is a karmic journey. This is one of the life cycle journeys. So this usually happens in the first 27 years of life, and then a cycle repeats between 28 to 54, and then there is a third cycle. It's clarified by medicine bag, and medicine bag is about gathering the things that we need so that we can make a successful journey. So this tells me that this is the central journeys, people between 28 and 54 and maybe older. We have learned what we need to gather in order to make a successful life walk. It's going to be, this is another major arcana card, monitored by our friend the Moon. And Moon is very Pisces. Venus is involved with the Moon. And Venus is involved also with balancing of money and material possessions. And that's interesting because with the turtles being pentacles, that's our walk on this earth. And we actually have 3 cards from Pentacles or the turtles in this particular deck. So the Moon is about using our intuition on the journey. It's about focus. It's about connection, being aware of our subconscious selfhood. And it's clarified here by if a cat curls around the moon, which is about acknowledging the difference between interdependence and codependence. And so we cannot have a journey that's going to be successful right out the get-go if we are codependent and needing the approval of others. So here's this looking at staying in balance with acknowledging our interdependence as community, giving and receiving. The next card is the Devil, and the Devil is about falling back on perhaps illusions, gambling, addiction, that sort of thing, not acknowledging and working with our shadow self. So the Moon wishes to cast light on whatever is here. One of the things that's going to help us stay in alignment with the truth of our journey and the goodness that we bring into it. Excuse me. Need to take a drink here. And yes, folks, I needed coffee for this one. It's the great mystery, the original source. If we are in alignment with source, we have not to worry about our shadow side. Moving to the next card, we have the Eight of Turtles, which is success. It's doing what we do over and over again, successfully improving our skills, experience. We've got this. One of the most extraordinary cards, and I had to actually get Brian to douse this because two cards came out. One was Dog, and Dog is that unconditional love, but it's also a card of codependence. However, it was not the card that was meant to be talked about. It was Turkey. Turkey is such an important card as a totem. Turkey is about gifting. It gives selflessly. It is the same thing as potlatch down here. Turkey is also as if we've won the lottery. This is such an important card. I'm going to do something that I never do, which is to post the meaning of this card from Jamie Sam's deck on our Facebook, Moonstar, and my personal page, because it is such an extraordinary card about giving and receiving. And what this means from our connection to the great mystery. You can't make this stuff up. Where this is in alignment with our experience and our experiencing of gifts and giving and doing what we do, it's incredible. I have no words. We have the Temperance card, and Temperance is the card of balance, the alchemist, the artist, the one who takes regular, ordinary, day-to-day things, mixes them in the right relationship, and creates something beyond extraordinary. She is another major arcana card. So far we have the Fool, we have the Moon, we have the Devil, and we have Temperance. And she is clarified by Scorpion. Scorpion is a card of lust for life, passion. It is like the King of Wands beyond that. It is exponential King of Wands. Scorpion is a water card. It is part of the Pisces Cancer connection. So Scorpion and Scorpio are important markers of time in this reading. So whatever we're setting up and doing is taking us right through, including the very end of October into almost the end of November. So keep this in mind. We're moving from Temperance into the Knight of Turtles, and the Knight of Turtles is the slowest of the knights. He's methodical, he's thoughtful, he's aware of what he's doing, he's planting seeds. Usually he's shown out there sowing the ground, and he's on the kind of horse that you're not using for speed, you're using for strength. So the knight is after all of those things. It's clarified here by the red tent, which is where a young woman goes for her first menstruation. And it's always a multiple day event. There's special blankets made, a star quilt, because this is the launch of adulthood, moving out of childhood and puberty into adulthood. So it's a rite of passage. So the red tent denotes a rite of passage here that we can never turn back from. So this whole event that the Fool is starting with all the gifts of value and staying in balance, and Turkey with the great mystery overseeing it, with passion, with bounded by temperance here. And now we have this ancestor who wishes to speak. And I will try to say this name correctly. It's Mahasima Timon, I believe. Off come the glasses for this one. Mahasima Timon was discovered in 1996. It's rock crystal, and it represents all 7 chakras. It's a universal healing stone for receiving, emitting, and amplifying. It unlocks blocked energies, transmits energy to the body, realigns subtle bodies. A stone that allows the awakening of consciousness. It helps develop concentration, intuition, telepathy, visualization, clairvoyance, and wisdom. The story of the skull is its manifestation in light through our ancestors in Orion. Appearing through a galactic portal known to native Brazilians, it holds the Orion archives that bring us star healing and help us unite with ourselves and our star ancestors. Wow. Okay, Brian, you can flip the camera. I have no words. I have no words. Make sure you get a picture, honey. We've got to post this one. This is an extraordinary new moon and solstice reading. I wish you all great blessings, and I hope, even though I had to kind of rush through this, that you get the serious and loving implications, the larger picture implications of karmic journeys that we're all about to start on this week. Please stop in for the midweek reading, which is posted Tuesday at 6 o'clock, because it's covering actually summer solstice. So with that, I wish you blessings. Give us a like, thumbs up, subscribe if you want to get notified directly from YouTube. Send me a coffee, and blessings, everyone. I can't offer you more than that. Aho.